part of my job as an airgun journalist is research and development. I test stuff for people, basically. And when the weather's not too good, like it is today, best thing for me to do is to get the gear undercover at the rimfire ranges at Bisley and do some bench testing. I'm looking for accuracy and reliability and convenience of use. I've got 3 guns to do today, all FAC air guns. I thought you'd like to see how they run. First one is quite an old gun. It's a converted Airarms Cht6. She may be old, but it's really got some poke, this one. It's a 177, and somehow or other, they've managed to get nearly 25 foot-pounds out of it, but only with Bisley Magnum or Barracuda match pellets. The others just fly everywhere. They just can't put up with the power of it. It's extremely accurate so far. I've put over 1,000 pellets through this, and it is holding half-inch groups at 55 to 60 yards. It's absolutely incredible. If I had one of these in a field target competition, I think I'll do okay, to be honest. What they've done, they put a new valve system inside here, and a very long hammer stroke, heavier hammer, and they've reintroduced the air along a different, straighter path, so that it's direct energy transfer to the pellet. That's as much as they'll tell me anyway. Now, I'm going to give it about 10 shots at 55 and 60 yards, and just see how she holds up. It feels okay. There's definitely a bit of jet on the muzzle, and the gun isn't very heavy, but we could get over that. And as you can hear, I've got some companions on the next range testing something even more powerful. We'll have a look at that later. This is absolutely amazing, the accuracy of this thing off a bench. It really is. And the trajectory is so flat that if you were to take this in the field against rabbits, with the necessary certificate of course, I think this would be pretty well the ultimate. Superb piece of kit, and it's standing up very well. It'll be interesting to see what developments come from it. Seems to be a lot of testing going on at Bisley today, according to the amount of shots I can hear. What I'm testing with this rifle, it's a Rapid Super 7, is not the gun itself or the scope, but it's some new pellets that have been developed for FAC. They have to be good because they need to put up the tremendous amount of force that it takes to launch pellets at above 30 foot-pounds. These ones seem to be doing okay, and this is the perfect test vehicle, this Rapid 7, because once you've locked into the aim, you can cycle each round by just shuffling that bolt, and you don't have to break out of the aim, and you can really see what's going on. And because it's so accurate and it doesn't recoil much, you can really isolate the rifle and the scope and just concentrate on the pellet's performance and what they'll do, because you can trust the rifle to launch them in a proper way. Now, it's looking pretty good. Whether this new airgun ammunition will find its way to the shelf is another thing entirely, but the guy who's sponsoring all this must be fairly chuffed with the way it's running at the moment. As a side issue, I can see why these rifles are so popular. They really are incredibly accurate, whether you like the looks of them or not. And at 30 odd foot-pounds, it's a formidable hunting tool. Absolutely quiet as well, and so effective. Now, it's looking pretty good. Whether this new airgun ammunition will find its way to the shelf is another thing entirely, but the guy who's sponsoring all this must be fairly chuffed with the way it's running at the moment. As a side issue, I can see why these rifles are so popular. They really are incredibly accurate, whether you like the looks of them or not. And at 30 odd foot-pounds, it's a formidable hunting tool. Absolutely quiet as well, and so effective. Yep, I can see why so many people go for these guns. And now we're really moving. This converted Airarms 100 series is kicking out more than 55 foot-pounds. It's got a hefty old stroke length on it, and you need a nice dinky little handle to get the grip to let you cock the thing. Now, she's a bit of a beast, no doubt about it, but the important thing is it can deliver the shots exactly where you want them. It's still under an inch at 55 to 60 yards. And at that range, it's still got something like 30 foot-pounds left in it. It's an incredible tool. I can't tell you the first thing about the internals, but I happen to know that a lot of the technology in here came from the late and very great Bob Shandell, who died earlier this year. That man could get more out of a pre-charged airgun than anyone I've ever known, and we're really going to miss him. But the work goes on, and if the stuff Bob inspired gets better and better, I don't know where these things can go. At the moment, this rifle has got to be pretty well the ultimate as far as accuracy and muzzle energy goes. And with a few developments here and there to refine it, it's going to be every bit as useful as a subsonic 2.2 rimfire, without a doubt. There are limitations with it, because if your ammunition isn't absolutely perfect, this thing will find it out. If the skirt of your pellet is ever so slightly buckled, it'll spin off like a frisbee in this. In fact, the best results we've had with this and other very high-powered air guns is to use 2.2 bullet heads, downsized and finished perfectly so that there's very little resistance, but there's a lot of mass and aerodynamic stability going forward and delivering itself to the target. With that sort of forethought and input, these things keep up with rimfires no problem at all, and because of their lack of overkill, they can be very much more useful in certain enclosed situations. Absolutely astounding, staggering performance from this, and it's a tribute to the people who designed it. You may have noticed that all of these FAC air guns have silencers. Well, there's two reasons for that. The first one is they're going to be used with silencers, so it makes sense for me to test them with silencers on them. And for long-term duration of testing these things, without a silencer, a gun of this power in a pre-charged format is very definitely an ear defender job.